I haven't done this in a while, so I'm a little rough. Rough around the edges, if you know what I mean. That's what I always wanted, wasn't it? I'm like, well, if I don't make it a big deal, then it's not a big deal. Despite all my confidence that I gained over the summer, it seems that I haven't cleaned off my camera lens. Hello, welcome to like my 7th attempt at this intro because I can't decide when I'm uploading this video, so if it's at a weird time, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to keep it recent, so we'll go from there. Today is Friday, September the 8th, and I'm going to talk about my first week back at school, which has been 3 days because I started 2 days ago, which was Wednesday. Despite all the confidence I thought I gained over the summer, anxiety has beat me to it, and I'm still a socially anxious wreck. But that doesn't mean I'm going to let it get in the way of my school year. I'm actually going to try this year, like I said in part 1, because I just think it's really important. Thankfully though, I have the same good friend in 3 of 4 of my classes. One of them I don't really know anybody in. Well, kinda, but like not really, so that'll be a little harder, but the other 3 will be pretty smooth, I think. I'm going to take this also kind of day by day, so this is my first impression like on Wednesday, and then I'm going to go to Thursday, and then today, which is Friday. Unfortunately, my classes aren't so good. I have English, math, art, and social. Art's the only good one because the other 3 are not good together. Like social studies sucks specifically because it's a whole bunch of pretty much vocabulary and information and annoying things that I have to memorize. Then English sucks because I don't have a lot of good English skills. Like I'm decent at writing, but it's just the certain parts of things that throw me off. Like I suck at reading comprehension. I should be able to read and know what I'm reading, considering the fact that I am a reader and I have a zillion books, like to the left of me here. Like I like it, but I'm not super great at it, so it's a pain. And I just had English and struggled with it last semester, so I really wish I didn't do it again, or have to do it again. And like math is good to have now though, because then it kind of continues on from last year so I don't forget too much, especially since it's a 30 level course, like grade 12 level, and it's not required to take for graduation, so I mean I guess it's a good thing, but it just really sucks that like they're all together because I like math again to a degree, but it gives me way too much homework, and basically with the combination of those 3 classes and art, which I always like have way too much to do in anyway, I'm just pretty much gonna have a really tough semester with schoolwork and homework wise. However, I have noticed that it's easier with like general speaking things, like asking simple questions, saying thank you, bless you, whatever. Like it's more natural for me sometimes. And I have noticed my over the summer progress, but it's still hard to like strike up a conversation with anybody, except like my close friend. And I've also been riding the bus, which has been good, just kind of stressful because it makes me have to work harder to get there on time. Because I'm quite slow physically. And it's really crowded and sweaty and hot, but it's like, it's still a good accomplishment for me to be able to ride the bus. So I should be happy that I get to sit in a sweaty vehicle full of annoying children, right? That's what I always wanted, wasn't it? On Thursday, which was yesterday, it was kind of a hard day for me. I was just really quiet and I didn't set myself any goals. So I think that's why, and I just like struggled with everything pretty much. And I think some days are just bad for that. Some days are worse than others, especially with mental illnesses. However, I did manage to start up a conversation with a fellow student who said hi to me earlier, so I guess I kind of like opened a communication portal thing. That is not a word, but so I felt more comfortable to approach her later. So I guess that's a good thing, but it still wasn't 100% my initiative. However, Friday or today, that all changed. I made myself a mission yesterday when I was adding little updates to my script thingy. My mission was to say hi to acquaintances or whoever, but I didn't set myself a limit, like a number, because whenever I set myself a number, it's either an overwhelming number or it's too little, and then I say hi to 3 people and then I don't like do anything for the rest of the day. Because I'm like, well, you know, I've made my limit. I'm not required to talk to anybody else. However, it is now in the back of my mind that I'm like, okay, that is not the goal to say 3 highs per day. The goal is to get more comfortable talking to people, which means that I have to actually do it, even if I don't want to do it, even if it's more than my limit. I just give myself that as a starting point. But I did decide today not to give myself a number because it just makes it harder on me. I think educating Shani, I know I talk about her a lot, that's because I watch all of her videos, even though I haven't continued my binge watching, which I should. I remember in a Q&A video from before, I think she talked about how sometimes setting yourself a limit isn't necessarily the way to do it. Like, for example, if you're counting self-harm days, which was the example that she used, or like days you went without self-harming, so how many days you've been clean, it can add pressure to people because it's like, well, oh my god, it's been 13 days, like, I have to keep this streak going, but then it makes it harder to actually keep it going because you keep thinking about it. I did succeed. That may have been one of the reasons why I did succeed. But I did do very well all day, and I'm not entirely sure how well I did because, like I said, I just kept it moving as part of my day and I didn't think too hard about it. Which tends to be my secret for some reason. Like with walking down a hill, I'm like, well, if I don't make it a big deal, then it's not a big deal. Which makes a lot of sense, really. So maybe it's because anxiety wants me to draw attention to it, because it's what I'm afraid of, so it wants me to think about it, but if I don't think about it, then it's like no big deal. Which is way easier said than done, but sometimes it just happens naturally, like today, and it was really great that I didn't like even try to think about it. It did still take lots of effort on my part, as in I didn't want to initiate as always, but I made myself, which may have happened after my first failure this morning when a mutual person that I've known for like, I don't know, 12 years or grades or something was at my bus stop, and I could have said, hey, but I didn't. And then when I was going to, it was too long after the point when I should have said hey, so I'm like, well, now I can't. That kind of influenced me, or that kind of motivated me to keep going and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do it today, because I was mad at myself for not doing it. So I'm like, that's stupid, I'm gonna actually do it today at school. I'll be like, hi, because I thought about it in my head, and I'm like, all you really have to say is hey, and they'll probably say hey, and if you want to be nice, you can say, how are you? And they'll say, I'm good, how are you? And I'll say, good. The point is, it took a lot of effort for me to say hi and do the things, but I did them anyway, even though I knew it would be a lot of effort. It wasn't easy. Like, some Fridays are just easy because it's Friday and the weekend's coming, and I'm like, oh, I can relax now, because if I do anything stupid, people have 2 days to forget about it. I also talked to another fellow student that I've known for a few years as she was walking down the hall, and I caught up with her and I said, hi, name. And then we ended up having a little conversation, and I could have kept it going, but my brain kind of like shut off, which it's been doing a little bit today, so I didn't like understand how to keep doing things. But it's fine, at least I tried, okay? And I did pretty well, for me, honestly. I said more highs throughout the day and just more general comments, I think. Especially in art. Art was good because even though my close friend wasn't there, there were still other mutual friends, I guess, that I was more comfortable with, so I was able to talk to and share with things with them or something. Here's a tip. You should sit with people even if you'd rather be alone. Or at least I found that's what worked for me, because there was a nice big table space at the front of my art class, and I'm like, ooh, I should sit there. And then I'm like, actually though, I actually want to sit with these other people, but my anxiety wants me to sit there, so I should sit with these other people, even if my anxiety, which can be confused with me, doesn't think that it wants to, or something. And also, I learned that the more you participate in conversations and what other people are saying or asking, the more they will include you in things. This is probably a really weird example and something that most people would never think about. However, in art today, we were looking at pictures that we were gonna draw, and I was included in the sharing of the pictures that other people wanted to draw. Like the people that I was sitting with, the mutual friends that I was sitting with, would like show me the picture, which is weird that I would think that that mattered in any sort of capacity, because it's like, well, yeah, that's what you do. However, when you don't talk and you just sit silent, you're not considered part of the conversation, even if you're listening. but I'd always feel left out, like even as a kid, with my actual friends, or supposedly supposed to be actual friends. I've also found that I'm still struggling with the space of the school. Like, the big hallways are really getting to me, and the ramps. When I'm sitting down or on my scooter, I'm fine. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. The second I stand up, it freaks me out, even though I am thankfully walking more into classes. I'm parking my scooter outside. The point is, the hallways are still freaking me out when I stand up for lunchtime or whatever. But today I needed to plug in my scooter because it was on super low battery and I was barely getting up the ramps because I had been upstairs and downstairs so many times because I didn't plan out my day properly enough that I'd only have to go somewhere a few times. So that meant I had to plug it in during one of my classes upstairs, and the wall that had the plug-in was on the wrong side for the classroom that I needed to get into. Like, the classroom was right across the hall, so that would mean that I'd have to walk across the hall to get into the classroom, which I managed to do. And technically, honestly, I didn't have to plug in my scooter there. I could have put it into the classroom and then plugged it in the classroom, but I didn't because I kind of challenged myself. I just kind of felt like I could do it because I needed to. So if I needed to, then I'm like, oh, well, I guess I have to. I walked across the hall and I took one step and it was scary. Then the rest I was like actually completely fine, like 0 anxiety level. I'm like, this is literally fine. I don't know why I freak out so much. And there were like people in the hall at that time because the bell just rung, so you'd think that I'd be even more anxious, but I actually managed to do it anyways. I should also update you on my teachers. I have a new English teacher and he's like really cool. New to the school, not like new as in like, it's my first year. But I think he's gonna be a really good teacher and it will make English a lot more enjoyable for me, I'm hoping. My math teacher is one I'm familiar with, same with art. And my social teacher is but I'm sure we'll get along better throughout the year. And it's not like she's mean or anything, so honestly I think we'll be fine. However, I have had quite a bit of homework, even though it's only day 3, so I'm not sure how that's going to go over. I feel like I kind of have to throw my whole balance, don't be a perfectionist out the window, because like I'm just going to do what I can. I managed to strategically take notes thanks to the teacher's assistance, not assistance, but like, you know, she told us how to take notes for social studies. So I was able to more properly and efficiently take notes. Even though I did still have homework, it was probably the most quickly and efficiently I've ever worked in a class. So yay for that. Maybe my social teacher ain't so bad after all. I'm just scared that she'll like see this video and think that I hate her guts, but I don't think she ever will. I hope, I pray. Thank you for watching. See you later.